this countdown, we have Eileen Wuornos. Eileen Wuornos is often considered the first female serial killer. She was found guilty of killing 7 men. She would murder them, rob them, and then drive home in their cars. Although she claims every murder was self-defense. In our interview, we can see how lax she is when talking about killing.
Just shot in self-defense, boom, boom, boom. You know, they weren't cut up, they weren't sliced up, no OJ jazz, you know. And he said, I did the most horrendous crime in the whole wide world.
Death and murder literally doesn't faze her at all. In fact, she claims that what she did wasn't even bad. Yeah, she tries to justify her actions by saying she just shot them, as if that's not a big deal.
But you've been convicted of killing 7 men.
Everybody's looking at the number.
Does that not, you killed 7 men, 7 strangers, does that not make you a serial killer?
So I didn't kill them every day, did I?
Again, she's acting like her killing 7 men isn't a big deal. Like, oh, it's just 7 men, people have done worse. It's crazy. Moving on to number 9, we have the Night Stalker. Richard Ramirez, otherwise known as the Night Stalker, was an American serial killer and robber who killed 13 to 16 plus individuals. At his trials, the judge stated that he never showed any remorse for these doings. I think the creepiest part about his interview is when he admits to being evil.
Do you admit to being evil, Richard?
We are all evil in some form or another, are we not? Yes, I am evil. Not 100%, but I am evil.
And we see him try to justify his killings by saying the government does worse things to people than what he has done.
Serial killers do on a small scale what governments do on a large one. They are a product of the times, and these are bloodthirsty times. Even psychopaths have emotions if you dig deep enough, but then again, maybe they don't.
In our It spot, we have Edward Edwards. Edward Wayne Edwards, otherwise known as the Hook Man or the Man with the Hook, was an American con artist turned serial killer. In fact, when he committed his long list of crimes, he never wore a mask because he wanted to be famous. In 2010, he did an interview and confessed to all his crimes. Again, it makes me so uncomfortable listening to how killers took someone's life.
Taking his hand, he's going through the bottom of the duffel bag trying to find the cigarettes, and I'm standing right here, and I have the sawed-off shotgun, and I ease it out of the bag while Danny's down there looking, and
He's just too calm talking about all of this. During the interview, he also stated that he wanted the death penalty and thinks that he deserves it.
I want the death penalty.
You don't want us to be in prison for a long time on everything else that's going on.
Right, I'm not a healthy man.
In our 7th spot, we have Paris Bennett. During an interview with Piers Morgan, Paris Bennett, who at 13 years of age killed his young sister, admits that he did this as a way to punish his mother.
Specifically in the end,
Yes.
to cause your mother maximum pain. This has achieved your goal, which was to effectively mean your mother lost both her children at once.
In 2007, Bennett convinced their babysitter to leave early and then proceeded to stab his sister 17 times. It's such a tragic case. What makes it worse is how he pretends to say he loved his sister. In the interview, he was asked to describe why he loved his sister, and he couldn't.
Because I loved her. I loved her with every fiber of my being.
They say it's like asking a colorblind person to describe the color red. They can't do it. He can't describe love because he can't feel it.
Exactly like she said, it's because Paris is incapable of feeling emotions. No guilt, no love, nothing. Moving on to number 6, we have Angela Simpson.
Right.
You murdered this man.
Yes.
You tortured him.
Of course.
This is an interview with killer Angela Simpson. She was arrested after torturing and killing a man in a wheelchair for snitching. During this interview, she tells exactly what happened, how she did it, and why. The scariest part is how forward she is about this all. She doesn't care that she's going to prison or that she killed someone.
You're not here to pretend to be remorseful.
Of course not. Why would I do that?
Are you remorseful?
Not at all.
She's not remorseful at all, and she's very open about everything.
To my house, walked him down the street. I don't know why the media acts like the mother couldn't walk. He walked very well. Walked him upstairs, kicked his ass.
Like, imagine being okay with taking someone's life. This interview sends shivers down my spine just listening to her and watching the stillness in her body and the calmness in her voice. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with Manuel Vela. In 2016, a 28-year-old man, Manuel Vela, was arrested after killing his girlfriend and their unborn baby. In this interview, you can tell that Manuel suffered from schizophrenia. He claims that the father told him to kill his girlfriend and her baby. Keep in mind, he is the father to her baby. And then he says that he is the Antichrist.
And that's where I cut her open, when he told me to.
Who told you to?
The father. It's just the same one who was to communicate with Jesus Christ is when he was there.
Although it seems like he is intoxicated during this interview, he is not. He's just experiencing hallucinations and delusions. In this interview, he also claims he would receive commands from outer space and extraterrestrials. A lot of people found this interview disturbing just because you can see how far gone Manuel is. He's no longer in control of himself. In our 4th spot, we have Arthur Shawcross. Arthur John Shawcross was an American serial killer in Rochester, New York that took the lives of 13 individuals. His first 2 murders were committed in 1972. He was caught for both and then sentenced to 25 years. But after serving 15 years, he was released on parole. That's when he continued on with the killings and took the lives of 11 different people. His interview is creepy for a number of reasons.
Do you remember killing her?
Yeah, possibly.
He gives me the chills. He's just twitching and his voice is just so unnerving. But it gets worse once he starts talking about his crimes.
How did you kill her?
Probably strangulation.
How do you know when they're dead?
How? I don't know, just do.
You can see that he won't admit it directly. He says maybe he killed her and maybe she died by strangulation. It gets worse.
Reach over my shoulder like this, right behind my neck, and I pull out a brand new machete. When she backed out, I come up behind her.
He's just a ruthless killer. In our 3rd spot, we have Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was an infamous serial killer who was responsible for murdering 30 women. Although it's thought that this number may be even higher. He would often kill these women in brutal ways. In his interviews, he shows no remorse for his actions, and the calm tone of his voice is very disturbing.
I can see how certain feelings and ideas developed in me to the point where I began to act out on them. Certain very violent and very destructive feelings.
Throughout this whole interview, Bundy tries to gain sympathy from the interviewer and the audience. You can see how he's trying to manipulate your emotions, which is terrifying. A lot of people commented saying that Bundy is trying to act human in these interviews. He knows exactly what to say and how to say it to manipulate you.
It was like something had, say, snapped, that I knew that I couldn't control it anymore, that these barriers that I had learned as a child, that had been instilled in me, were not enough to hold me back with respect to seeking out and harming somebody.
It's a huge reason why he was so famous and had a huge media following. Moving on at number 2, we have Beth Thomas. Beth Thomas was a young girl featured in a documentary titled The Child of Rage. At such a young age, Beth displayed psychopathic tendencies, including harming her brother on a number of occasions and trying to kill her parents. Her parents were terrified of her and her brother Jonathan's safety, as they should be. Take a look at our interview.
Why is your brother afraid of you?
Because I hurt him so much.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what, at nighttime, what do your parents do to your door?
Lock it shut.
Why do they lock it shut?
Because they don't want me to hurt John.
So on a number of occasions, Beth would go into her brother's room at night to try and kill him. On top of that, she used to steal knives from the kitchen to try and harm her family with.
Big sharp ones.
And what do you want to do with those knives?
Kill John and Mommy with them, and Daddy.
That's not all. Here is her recounting the time she hurt Jonathan.
And what happened to your brother? Tell me about it.
His head hurt real bad, but his chin, he had to have stitches in it.
Now apparently doctors deemed that she acted this way as part of her traumatic past. Now it's said that after years of therapy, she is now a healthy adult. And in our number 1 spot, we have Jeffrey Dahmer.
I desensitized myself to it. I don't know, I went to great lengths.
Between 1878 to 1991, American serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer murdered and dismembered 17 men and boys. He would pack the victims' body parts into plastic bags and bury them behind his parents' home. He would also take disturbing photographs of his deceased victims and keep certain body parts as souvenirs. He also had tendencies to eat the victims. This gave him the name the Milwaukee Cannibal or the Milwaukee Monster. Upon searching his home, police found albums full of pictures of body parts, and his place was filled with human remains. Before his death, Jeffrey had an interview with Inside Edition and other news channels. In these interviews, he shares gory details about the men he killed and why he did it.
One time I brought this young man back to the hotel room, the Ambassador Hotel. Was just planning on drugging him and spending the night with him. Had no intention of hurting him.
What's creepy is how calm he is talking about all this. Like he's murdered so many people and shows no remorse, just like all the other serial killers on this list.
I was handcuffed, and it was just the realization that there was no point in trying to hide my actions anymore.
Hearing him say that he kept the dead with him as long as possible makes me sick. When police raided his house, they found heads were in the fridge and freezer. 2 skulls were on display in the house, and they found a 57-gallon drum filled with decomposing bodies in his room.
Starting off this list at number 10 with a car commercial. Did you guys read the title before clicking on this video? Well, these are the top 10 scariest videos on the internet that you shouldn't watch alone, so hopefully you're with someone because things are about to go down. Let's drive right into this list with an innocent car commercial. Enjoy. Okay, I'm sorry to do that to you guys, but I did warn you. And also rest in peace to you guys who are wearing headphones, or especially those earbuds. It was loud. I really hope you weren't watching that in class because you probably freaked out your teacher. Moving on, in at number 9 with Little Baby's Ice Cream. After watching this creepy video, you're probably gonna feel really uncomfortable, and you're probably gonna want to cry as well. You're gonna just have mixed emotions. So let's take a look at this.
I eat Little Baby's ice cream. It keeps me young. It keeps me light on my feet. I spring from activity to activity. I love my job. I love my life.
What the hell did we just watch? I don't know if I should be laughing or if I should be screaming or possibly crying. And did you guys notice that he didn't even blink once? Is he even human? Okay, honestly, this video makes my worst nightmares look pleasant. All I have to say is that I'm never going to eat Little Baby's ice cream, and I hope that I never have to watch that video ever again. Moving into number 8 with the Meat Sleep videos. There's a really strange and creepy YouTube channel called Meat Sleeps, and they used to upload bizarre videos that make us all wonder whether these videos were actually clips shot by a murderer, kidnapper, cannibal, or maybe ABC, all of the above. I still don't know what to think, but I'll let you guys be the judge.
I let you be like a person. You live here. You are ungrateful. You live.
Well, luckily for us, the creator deleted all of his disturbing videos, but he uploaded one last video called No More. In this video, it tells us his channel was operated by several people across multiple locations. This kind of makes me feel even more afraid. What if one of the uploaders lives in my area? Coming in number 7, we have a coffin buried in a backyard. A man thought it would be a great idea to bury his dead great-grandmother in his backyard, and that's because he gets pleasure out of digging up her grave and opening her casket. I'm only going to show you guys that small clip because the rest of the video is highly disturbing and we don't do that for you guys. And to be honest, It's really hard to watch. At the end of the video, he kisses her all over her face, and he seems to enjoy it just a little bit too much. What about letting her rest in peace? You ever heard that term, buddy? Number 6, we have a short horror film called Lights Out. This creepy short film can be found on YouTube, but trust me, if you're going to watch this film, you should be watching it in broad daylight, and also know that you might have the possibility of not falling asleep tonight or ever. Okay, seriously, how many times do you have to flicker the lights on and off? If I saw a scary looking demon lurking in my halls, I would run out of there faster than Usain Bolt, and you better believe it. Okay, that face will haunt me forever. I Feel Fantastic takes us to number 5. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely do not feel fantastic. Actually, I feel like my soul is being violated or something. This robot mannequin is just so creepy. It looks like this person bought a Taylor Swift mannequin off the dark web. Someone needs to break this thing apart, burn it, and then bury the ashes in 10 separate locations. Who else thinks that they're going to have a tough time sleeping tonight? I don't feel fantastic about this whole video being 2 minutes and 31 seconds. It makes me feel uneasy, so let's move on. Real Demons Caught on Tape brings us to number 4. Is this what happens when someone tries to give you a high five but you leave them hanging? Well, I for sure will never leave someone hanging ever again. Or it's like when you open up a snack at school and all the other kids want some. Even though this video is clearly fake and they use special effects, well, I'm pretty sure, it's still really terrifying. The person who edited this actually did a really amazing job, but I'm pretty scared. Especially after watching the last couple of seconds of this video. I warned you guys, I literally jumped out of my chair when I first watched this clip. It was pretty embarrassing. A real life psychopath brings us to number 3. I don't think this next video needs a lot of explaining. Just prepare yourselves because this next video is super creepy.
Hey everybody, Beetle Fox here. You're probably wondering what I'm doing.
Okay, no, I'm definitely not wondering what you're doing. I'm actually trying to forget that this video even exists. But I know you guys are curious, so let's listen.
I'm cutting off my daughter's legs. It's a long story. I've joined a very special community on the internet, known on the deep web and the other hacker sites, where all the cyber bullies hang out, as the fur fag community, but I prefer to call it the Indian spirit community.
All I can say is what the actual This guy actually definitely kidnapped some real people. I think the police needs to search his house because I'm sure that they're gonna find bodies in his crawl space and they're gonna be buried in his backyard. I can't even finish watching the entire clip because he gives me the creeps. Bobby, yeah, climbs up this list at number 2. All I'm saying is Bobby, no. Not yeah. I think I can confidently say that after watching this video, you'll never be the same. I don't even know how to describe this video. All I know is that I'm not okay. This is some pretty disturbing stuff. I think this video belongs to the dark side of YouTube, and I'm sorry that I even uncovered it for you guys. I know some of you guys are enjoying it, and I just want to crawl into my bed right now and hide underneath the covers and just forget that that video even exists. All I can say to the person that created that video is thanks for all the freaking nightmares I'm gonna have tonight. Things get even scarier in at number 1 with Robert Helpman. Before I show you guys a clip, let me give you guys a backstory. These disturbing videos are of a serial killer who enjoyed doing things to dead corpses, like feeding feeding them ice cream, and moving them around the house. Sounds creepy, right? Well, I feel like we don't even need to see a clip, but you know what? Here we go. In all of his videos, you see a bagged corpse named Daisy who appears to be dead, but she's not alone. In some parts of the video, we see a masked serial killer who seems totally insane. People are saying that these video clips are fake, but what if a serial killer is real? What if he just has a house full of bagged up corpses and he enjoys posting them onto YouTube? I kind of want to do some more investigating, but I don't want to be the next victim either.
Starting off this list at number 10, we have a Bohemian Club secret meeting video. Bohemian Club is this group of rich white men who meet in the Bohemian Grove in California. While the group itself is not a secret, there are apparently some pretty dark things that they're involved with. It is also worth mentioning that they had a lawsuit a few years ago for discriminating against women, and when they lost, they just hired women to do the worst, lowest paying jobs instead of actually hiring them and treating them like humans, so that's cool. The infamous Alex Jones is set on exposing their secrets, and this video is from him sneaking into one of their ceremonies to try and catch them in the act.
But when again, ye turn your faces to the marketplace.
Ew.
Do ye not find me waiting as a whole?
It's like a cult meeting.
Fools to dream ye conquer care.
Ew, all the little frogs are so weird. I thought you were gonna talk about the fools. That's what creeped me out, not the frogs. Oh, it's whatever they're doing over there is creepy. Exactly, that just, no. I've heard that sometimes they like sacrifice people in those little clippy-doos. Yeah, seriously. Oh my god. I know, it's pretty messed up. Yeah, slightly. Moving on, number 9, we have the baby monitor. Imagine putting your little baby to sleep in their crib only to see something very creepy going on in their baby monitor. But before I go any further, if you're liking this video and you want to see more content like it, then make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. This is what happened to this next individual. Their baby was fast asleep in their crib, but they decided to check on her with the baby monitor. And boy, were they not expecting to see this. So while watching the baby monitor, they saw their baby's doll move its head multiple times. In the video, you can clearly see the doll's head turn to the right and then to the left. Straight up, that doll is probably possessed by Annabelle or something. If I saw that, I would take the kid and then just move out, and then set the house on fire with the doll in it. I'm kidding, but seriously, we probably were not supposed to see that happen. In our number 8 spot today, we have a video of the Kanye and Taylor Swift phone call. We all have had our fill of Kanye West and T Swift drama, but it is time to put one feud to rest. Of course, we remember Kanye interrupting Taylor at the 2009 MTV VMAs, and of course we remember the feud over the lyrics of Kanye's song Famous that left Taylor feeling attacked and exploited. But remember when Kim Kardashian West came to Kanye's rescue and released a short clip of a phone conversation that Kanye and Taylor had prior to him releasing the song, where he claimed to ask for permission? It certainly made Taylor look bad for complaining about something she had apparently authorized, but in a turn of events, the entire phone conversation has now been leaked, and we are finally getting the entire story. The whole conversation was almost 20 minutes long, and while the clip that Kim shared on her Snapchat definitely made it seem like Taylor was cool with how the song portrayed her, when we listened to the whole phone conversation, we actually realized that not only did Kanye leave a lot of stuff out, Taylor actually seemed decently uncomfortable with some of the stuff that he did mention.
Okay, now what if later in the song I was also to have said, I made her famous? Is that, did you say that? Yes, it might have happened.
And at number 7, we have the cursed commercial. In the 1980s, there was a series of Kleenex commercials on air in Japan that were said to be extremely haunted. In the commercial, the actress was dressed in a white dress with a child dressed as a Japanese ogre or an Oompa Loompa. Each advertisement had the song It's a Fine Day by Edward Barden and Jane playing in the background. But honestly, it sounds pretty eerie. After these commercials aired for a while, viewers started complaining to television stations about them. They found them creepy and unsettling, and thought that the background song was some sort of curse. From there, it was thought that whoever watched the commercial would mysteriously fall ill and die. In fact, legend said that the actor who played the ogre creature thing got their head decapitated in a car crash, and it was said that the main actress got pregnant with a demon child and then was admitted into an insane asylum. Not only that, but legend goes that all the crew that helped with the commercial died mysteriously too, like how the cameraman burned to death in a freak sauna fire. And now we all just watched the video, so we may be cursed as well.
In our number 6 spot today, we have the blank room soup video.
Ew. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it. Is he being forced by those people to—
I hate this. I hate this.
Ew.
Why is he crying and who are those people?
I thought they were just like dolls in the background, and then it moved and I was like, oh, so it's like someone in a mascot
They're
costume.
humans. And I hate them.
Is he being held captive to eat soup?
It kind of seems like it, but it doesn't seem like it's good soup. He clearly doesn't like it.
He's crying and then drinking his tears because it's so bad.
Ew. Ew.
This is like something from the dark web. We should have not seen that. I feel wrong. I feel dirty. I need a shower. I don't like that.
Ooh, I didn't like that at all.
We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with the fun vax. Okay, now before I get into this video, let me say that it has been debated about for years. Some say the video is fake and that the people in it are actors, or that the video itself is real but was dubbed over. Then there are others who believe it is real and that the government has this plan in mind for citizens. So basically, this video shows a man presenting an idea of what seems to be a vaccine that will strip people of their religious beliefs. He argues that this in the end will cause peace, because if we all have the same views, then there's no need for wars.
So our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against this, we'll eliminate this behavior.
So in the video, he describes FunVax as a vaccine that can alter the VMAT2 gene, or the God gene. It inactivates it so that people are less likely to believe in religion.
The virus would immunize against this VMAT2 gene, and that would have the effect that you see here, which is it's essentially to turn a fanatic into a normal person.
So some believe that this is real and that the government was actually administrating this by spraying it in the skies over countries. If this is real, then that's messed up. Like, it can alter the way people think and what they believe in. But again, we don't know for sure what the deal with this video is.
Coming in at number 4, we have a leaked AirPods Studios video. A few years ago, Apple leveled up their headphone game by creating AirPods and then AirPod Pros. The little wireless earbuds that made me feel like I had already lost one before I even owned a pair. The headphones are great for a variety of things, and the Pros are praised for their noise cancelling abilities, but some people just don't like in-ear headphones. Whether they fall out at the gym or just feel uncomfortable, they aren't for everyone. But apparently, Apple is looking out for those people and created a new over-ear version of AirPods. It is uncertain when they are going to be released, but there has been a video leaked on Twitter of what is apparently the soon-to-be-released AirPod Studios. Whether or not this clip is real is really up to you to decide, but it does seem pretty convincing to me, and this wouldn't be the first time an Apple product was leaked before hitting the market.
Coming in at number 3, we have the mysterious figure.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what's back here. Yeah.
So don't go back there then.
No. Jake. I don't know what he's barking at. I think he sees something back here.
He's upset.
Okay, stop it. So clearly the dog is trying to warn them.
Yeah. He's like, I have something to tell you.
Don't go back there because there's something back there.
Dogs know.
Dogs.
Dogs know.
What are you barking at? Holy crap!
Ew, what?
Holy crap! Did you see that? No.
Yeah, I did. How could you miss that?
I saw it.
Standing right on the left side.
Ew.
I don't know what that was. It
looked like an alien.
I was gonna say it looked like an alien.
You know that meme that's like when everyone was gonna storm Area 51 and then there's all those alien memes and it's that one of like a shadow of an alien standing in a doorway and it's like my alien telling me, coming to my room in the middle of the night to tell me he threw up.
No, oh yeah, I did see that, I did see.
That's what that alien looked like.
True. But that's creepy, and the dog knew that something was there.
He was like, I don't want to be here. Also, they like speed off after.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where's the, you gotta bring the dog with you.
I didn't hear the dog barking after. Oh no, poor Jake the dog.
And that's
the dog's fine. The dog's fine. Dog's fine.
The dog is fine. That's just how we got the first alien dog. In our number 2 spot, we have one that will really hit home for the gamers. Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the most anticipated games of the year. It was meant to be released in the spring of this year, but ended up getting delayed. We actually saw 3 separate delays in 2020 alone. Most recently on October 27th, the release was delayed from November 19th to December 10th. People have been anticipating this game for years, and with the addition of quarantine and everyone having more free time this year, people were freaking out. People were so furious over the delay of the game that they even began sending death threats to the creators when it wasn't getting released fast enough. At the time of filming this video, it still has not been released, but there have been shipments to retail stores, which should mean that this is the final of all of the delays. Since some shipments have arrived at retailers already, we have an inevitable leak of the game. I'm about to show a short 10-second clip of a little bit of gameplay. There's no spoilers, but look away if you don't want to know anything about the game. There are a ton of links out there that will let you play the full game, but I think I'll wait for the release day.
And in our number 1 spot, we have the exorcism of Becky Parker. Now this is real footage of an exorcism being conducted on a woman named Becky Parker back in 2011.
Leave.
No!
No! Leave now, I command you.
Rare footage shows
command
what
you to
actually
leave now.
happens in an exorcism.
Oh, don't let her go.
Becky Parker says she was possessed by as many as 8 demons over many, many
Not
years.
just 1, 8.
I know what they look like.
Oh, I don't like that noise she was making. I
hate that whole
I don't
thing.
like that. I don't like that at all. That's actually terrifying. And what's weird is that, like, I've seen other exorcism videos. They all sound the same, like the groggy throat thing that they do.
I don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
I guess it's better than them just being possessed.
Yeah, obviously, like, good job to exorcisms because we don't like demons and all, but don't show us that, please.